live direct from the A&R studios. It's the Empire of Nerd podcast. Here's your host, the PokéTrooper.
Thank you, lovely assistant, for another wonderful intro. And yes, this is the Empire of Nerd podcast. I am your host, the PokéTrooper. And with me, as always, is the ever-dashing Dr. Snake.
Hello, you guys.
How you doing, Dr. Snake? What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just chilling. Really excited for the topic, so I'm waiting patiently.
Nice. How you been treating your self-isolation, dog?
You know what, man? Just I'm just like, okay, so like Tuesdays I have to watch anime, Wednesdays I have to play some games, Thursdays some throwback games. So I have my shit on lockdown.
Nice.
Get it? On lockdown.
Yeah.
Schedule.
Nice.
Knee slapper.
Unfortunately, I am still working. Well, fortunately, I know a lot of people wish they could be at work. You know, it's getting rough out there. So,
yeah, man.
You know what, y'all? Like, we're in this together. If y'all need help, reach out and touch some. Well, don't touch someone, but
you know what's up.
Wave, say hello,
yeah.
and you know what? Offer some help, especially our older people. Like they need some help. You know, if they need to go get some groceries, whatever, go do that for them. Yeah. Be cool. You know.
Like, can you help me, young sir? Or
like,
young lad.
Dude, that sounds more like a zombie.
Really?
Yeah,
Fuck.
That's scary.
My bad.
But you know what? That's cool, man. Because you know what? Our topic today actually just happens to be about zombies.
Oh, yeah.
So we're actually going to be talking about Resident Evil 3, the demo, the release, all that good stuff. We're going to touch a little bit on Resident Evil Resistance.
Ooh, my dick moved.
Which, as of this recording, should be out today, Friday the 27th.
Woo-hoo.
So what we're going to do in this episode, we're obviously recording it earlier. We're going to go ahead and give what our predictions are going to be about the game.
Yeah, hopefully
and
we're
then hopefully we're right. And then, you know, once the game comes out, we'll play it a little bit. We'll jump on that beta, and then we can come back later next week and see what we were right about and what we were wrong and all that.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So yeah, but first, let's talk about RE3.
Resident Evil.
So, first biggest thing I can think about that I noticed in the demo, and again, if you haven't played this demo, you gotta pick it up. It looks amazing. Like it's on the same level of Resident Evil 2 remake. I think they're using the same engine and all that, but to me, it just looks way better. The way the neon looks, you know, the lights, the electricity, the explosions, all that stuff, fantastic. But the first big improvement I can think of off the top of my head is the knife. We don't have to worry about single-use knives and breaking the knife like in Resident Evil 2. We got the good old-fashioned, you know, Bowie knife from the original Resident Evil games. Like it's with you all the time. You can't really get it out of your inventory. It's always there. So I mean, dude, that's the first thing I think of. Like, that's just the biggest improvement on the game.
Yeah, because wasn't it RE4 Unbreakable too?
Yeah. I mean, I think that was the first. That was kind of like.
Yeah. So I mean, at first I was like, man, like it's kind of, you know, like useful when you have to like switch out your knives when you have like the meter.
Yeah.
But RE4 was great. I didn't complain.
And if I remember, it actually had its own dedicated button for it.
Yeah.
I mean, because like GameCube had the in a sense R1 or
R1, and then L1 was to aim the knife, and the other one was to aim the gun.
Yeah.
So if they do that, I'm game.
I mean, you had your dedicated button. Boom, knife was out. Hit the other button. You swung. So I mean, perfect. And I think what's actually really cool is they kind of set up. It reminds me of Gears of War, where you have your D-pad and your up is your handgun, down is your knife, left is a grenade, right is let's say your shotgun. And what's cool is you can actually map them out to make them like, you know, something more comfortable for you. So I mean, I think that's awesome. Like the other big thing I could think of is the dodge button.
Yeah, almost like how they did with the I think with the OG one, they had the dodge button just a little bit, but it was, what would they call it? I think like stop scenes and stuff like that. So once it was about to have something happen, if you're quick enough, you were able to actually cut the scene and roll or like something like that. But you had to be like on point to do it.
Oh, like the quick time events.
There you go, quick time events. Yeah.
But dude, like this dodge button is freaking amazing.
Well,
like,
after fucking trying to find Nemesis, bruh.
Yeah.
You gotta dodge that, bruh.
Dude, so there was in the original, if you remember playing the original RE3, and it wasn't the greatest. It got you out of the way, I guess.
Yeah.
But this one just seems a little more intuitive, and you can go in any direction you want. You can go left, right, back, forward, all that shit. And what's really cool is if there's your regular dodge, and then there's your perfect dodge, and your perfect dodge is really cool because if you do it right up as they're about to get you, everything kind of slows down for a bit, and she's like, "Ugh," she gets out of the way, and you can actually pull your gun out, aim, and get a round off or two. So it's kind of like Max Payne-ish a little bit, like where it slows down.
No, yeah. And then plus, I know that when the game was released, like originally, people didn't. People liked it because of like the whole Nemesis, but the story of the actual game, technically, Code Veronica was supposed to be right after Part 2 because it actually continued after Claire. But RE3 was pretty much, it was just like one of those like this happened in this part of the city as Part 2 was going. So I think from that concept, I actually like the way how they kind of put you like in two different slots, two different areas. Maybe like one's in Atlanta, one's in New York, that type of thing. But yeah. So then,
because I think time wise, I think RE3 takes place 24 hours before 2, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's if memory serves right. But dude, I mean, like, it's just they're making this very seamless in the way the storytelling goes because I'm sure they're gonna give like eventually they might remake Part 1, like they'll do that.
I'm down for Part 1 like that. I mean, I know like for the GameCube, that was the first one that they finally went back saying, okay, I think it was 2003, 2000, something,
so.
Early 2000s for sure. That's when that remake came out, and but they still had that whole like the whole walking and then like a different point of view. So it cut the corners for you could be more spooked, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they make RE1 like third person,
that would be that would be really cool if they gave it the same visual treatment that they gave 2 and 3. I think they have to stop and draw the line at 3 though, because I mean Code Veronica was fun and all, but I feel like it's not as iconic as 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, because that one also too, like I mean, like how I said, like it was supposed to be for the one for after Part 2, but then again, the mechanics on that, and I think it just wasn't that great.
Yeah, and then I think with Part 4, you can't really like work on that too much because 4, 5, and 6, I think it's still fairly recent enough that it's not really. There's no real point to go back and try to do it again.
Nah.
Especially 5 and 6. Like I think by 5 they were trying to go towards more like action oriented.
Yeah, 5 I was excited because of Chris Redfield.
Yeah.
And then the other chick, she just came out of nowhere. I forgot her name actually. But that one was okay. 6, forget it.
Yeah.
That thing had like 6 different endings, 6 different, I was like, you know what? I don't even think I've even beat it. I have the game, but I think it was way too fucking cluster.
Yeah, that was another.
It was
like,
way too much.
That was just like another Operation Raccoon City.
Yeah.
Like it was just too much action, not enough horror. It started shying away. Like 5 was very borderline because you still did have like those dark, creepy underground moments, but you had a lot of like super bright, open, not so claustrophobic, scary areas. Like I can tell like right at the beginning when you first pair up with what's her face, and you're clearing out the city, the little favela town and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, like you don't have that same fear because then even when the chainsaw dude comes out with your partner, you both just work together to take him out, and it's so easy after that. And you didn't have to worry about your partner either because the AI was decent enough in that one. So I'm liking the way they're remaking 2 and 3 because it's taking it back, especially to like the era of Part 1 where you might down the zombie, but you come back about 5-10 minutes later, it's back.
Yeah.
So you really have to work on conserving your ammo.
Yeah.
And remembering where things were at.
It would be kind of cool if they would make it like Part 1 for the GameCube, the remake, that you would have to you would shoot down the zombie, right? And then I think for it would have to come back alive, you would have to burn it. Remember that?
Yeah.
You would have to burn it, and then for sure that's when you know, okay, this fucker is not gonna get up after this. But those consistent scares of the same zombies waking up over and over, it was almost really fucking frustrating because you couldn't tell until you actually leave, and then for a cutscene and then come back, it would be like, I'm
there
like,
it was again.
Dude, my guy fucking did a whole 3 clips on your ass. Now I have to just burn you finally? Like, oh, God. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
dude. And again, like I said, it's a lot of like conserving ammo. Like, do you really want to waste a whole clip and a half on this one zombie when you know there's, Nemesis around the corner?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. They really ramped up the AI for Nemesis.
Yeah.
Like he's literally Mr. X on steroids.
Dude, I hate Mr. X. I'm fucking furious on Nemesis, man. That fool, I hate that fool, man. He's just quicker. He's quicker.
Yeah.
Rocket launcher, dude. He's fucking.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. We see him use more weapons now. So he's got his rocket launcher.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have a minigun, and in the trailer we actually see him use a flamethrower.
Oh, that's right.
So he's got a flamethrower now. So
this was crazy, bro.
So like he's like Boba Fett levels of fucking weaponry right now.
It's like a Britney Spears moment. Just going crazy.
But yeah, dude. So they're revamping Nemesis for this time around. Yeah. And like, dude, you can see him. He's running. He's got like his little jog. So he's quicker than Mr. X.
Oh, dude, and then that yell.
Yes.
Oh man. And then she's like, "Oh, it's just too much wind." But that's a bad scare. I mean, that's like almost like a T-Rex when he roars.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Nemesis looks badass.
Dude, so that's another thing I want to get to, the character design. What do you think of the new character design of Nemesis?
I think it's cool. I mean, he looks a little bit more like, 4th degree burn, but I think he's I will vouch for the new lookish new every ramp, but it was cool. It was cool. I like it.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first seen the first design, like the initial art that came out, I wasn't impressed.
No,
I was like, wow, really? Like that's. I think because they gave him pupils. I kind of narrowed it down to it was the pupils that kind of humanized it a little too much, whereas in the original there was no pupils. It was just like mindless killing machine.
Yeah, and then I think on the original one he looked like if he was having like like a trench coat, almost like Mr. X.
Yeah.
But this one, when it goes into that like the first screen when you hit start, it looks like if he's wearing caution tape trash bags. Yeah. Like I'm like I know he's kind of homeless, but he could kind of rock a little gear.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I noticed that too. And I was kind of like, well, I mean, I guess it would be he's crashing through the walls and shit,
Oh, and I guess all the wrappings around.
Yeah, so like things get wrapped up on him and this and that, blah blah. But yeah, dude. But I mean, yeah, character designs. What do you think about Jill's new character design?
It looks good, actually, because I was actually making fun of Leon's from RE2.
Oh shit!
But I think it looks good actually. It looks very how should I say it? Very womanly, like but I mean, but I think it looks good. It looks, I mean, like she looks great. She looks like a character that would actually fit a character like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I mean, personally, I was really hoping for the whole like spaghetti strap and skirt combo to come back.
Oh, okay. But I'm sure there'll be a deal.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I mean, as for the new design, I think it looks fantastic. It's got the iconic like blue tank top, so like that's still carrying over from the original. But then she looks like someone who is ready to survive a zombie attack.
Yeah.
She's in jeans. She's got her utility belt on. She's got all the pouches everywhere. This and that. So I mean, she looks like someone who's dressed for function, not for going out. And I think what it was, if I remember reading right, the reason they gave her the design she did in the original is to help her stand out in the like amongst the backgrounds and all that stuff. And now that we're like so much better in like the definition of everything on screen, it was like, okay, well, we're gonna go from like, okay, we need to be able to see her on screen to, okay, we're just gonna go to photorealism. So that's why they gave her the design she has now. So it's reminiscent of the original, well, like I said, with like the blue tank top, but now it's like, okay, we're gonna focus on making it look real.
I see what you mean.
So that's why she looks the way she looks.
Yeah, dude. Even with Carlos, like he has like his little like Jewish curls,
dude.
Fro. It's kind of it's one of those. It's just like when you see like what was it?
I'm not like, a fan of Carlos.
No,
not his
like,
design. No.
It's like a Rick James.
It's weird, dude.
It's like his hair doesn't like it doesn't. It's moving, but it's kind of weird. Like it's always just like a perfect fro.
I guarantee you, I know what it was.
What?
They were going for photorealism, so they couldn't give him the iconic anime hero spikes. Like if this was still going with like that cartoony look, I guarantee you he'd have like the standard anime hair with like 30 different spikes going in like 30 different ways. Like that's just what it is. But the cool thing is, so from what I hear is they're actually going to change his characteristics a little bit, like the way he acts and all that, because like in the original game, you know, he was kind of like the playboy. He was always hitting on Jill and this and that. So they're gonna, from what I hear, is they're gonna kind of model his like mannerisms and the way he talks more on like the movie version of Carlos.
I see what you
From
mean.
what we got. So he's gonna be more like the commanding, brave, like he's got everything control type.
Yeah.
I just don't like his hair.
I'm telling you, there's just something about it that it's just like it's almost too perfect for the scenario and what's happening.
I don't know, dude.
Like I feel like he just like stops and puts like some spray,
Yeah,
and then he just kind of continues.
That's where the health sprays are going. That's where there's so little of them.
Fucking shit! I knew it.
He's got to keep that shit moisturized.
Damn, man.
But dude, like, yeah, it looks too wild to me. Like he doesn't look like he belongs to like the rest of the unit. You know, you still have like Mikhail and Nikolai and all those guys from the UBC, and whatever it was. You know, the Umbrella Corporation guys, and you know, they all look like they're a unit of like mercenaries that are there to take care of business, and they got thrown into this fucking rough part of town. And he just doesn't fit in for me, man. Like he just looks like the fucking new guy that showed up day 2. Got up late, didn't comb his hair. Like, fuck.
It's
dude.
like the rookie, but
He looks like the rookie. But like I was saying, so what I hear though is that they're gonna fix up his characteristics, you know, his mannerisms and things. He's gonna mirror more of like an actual hero. It's not gonna be so much the douche he was in the original 3. And from what I hear, you're actually gonna be able to take control of him. In a couple sections.
Oh, cool.
So I guess, you know, while Joe's off doing whatever, you'll be able to control Carlos, and he's actually going to play a much bigger role than he did in the original Nemesis.
Which I'm pretty sure like they're gonna take on like on Resident Evil 2. It's like when you do like the second rare. I mean, I guess the second run with Claire or not. There's a part of the story where you control like a little girl.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's not a huge part of the story, but it's just like a little breakthrough. I mean, like it's like a breakaway that you could like, you know, like how you said, like, oh, like she'll be injured or asleep, and then you could, you know, like pick up him, he'll do a couple of things, and then it'll go back to your character.
Yeah. Just to get like a new perspective on the situation going on. So yeah, I mean, that would work. I mean, I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be amazing.
You know, and like I said, I think what would be cool is like maybe. Yeah, so you kind of split up the storyline. So you have your main storyline with Jill, and maybe, you know, while she's like, you know, you have to go start the train. And so while she's off doing that, maybe like you take over Carlos and like, hey, you know what? Like we need you to go help her or whatever. Like she's in trouble. And you have to retrace your steps through the whole map to go find her.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I think would be cool. And I think what else would be cool is if they did kind of like a scenario B. But you take over the part of Carlos and you play up to the part where you meet up with Jill. Like that would be pretty cool. Like show like the insertion of the Umbrella team into the city and trying to get all the stuff until everything goes south.
Yeah.
Like I think that'd be really cool. I mean, it would be nice since we're not getting mercenaries this time around. You know, no mercenaries.
Man,
and
they were fun. They were fun. Dude, part 5 was fun.
My favorite mercenaries is probably 4 and 5.
Yeah, 4 and 5. Yeah.
4, especially 4 when you're on that because you had 4 maps, and I think the one I liked was the one where it's like a bunch of like little houses on stilts on the water.
Oh,
and you can zip line back and forth.
Yeah,
and that one was crazy because that's the one that had that guy with the double chainsaw.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life, that shit wouldn't work, but that thing was fucking scary. That dude was like 4 feet taller, and he had that double chainsaw.
Who was the one? Was it 4 or 5? Is a character you play, and he's like super buff.
That would be 5. That was Chris Redfield.
Oh, was it Chris Redfield?
I mean, remember he punched a fucking boulder in half.
Oh. Why did they make him so buff? I know that there was a thing like they made.
He was hitting the gym between the last game.
Dude, I was jelly, bro. I was like, damn,
like that fool was swole as fuck.
Swole.
But dude, I mean, everybody's fan favorite Hunk was badass, and when you would knock him down to the knees and you just do that soccer kick.
Yeah.
And like heads were splitting, dude.
Yeah.
Amazing. Do the suplex and the neck snap. Like that was 4 was easily my favorite version of the mercenaries.
Yeah, dude. Capcom, give me a Hunk game. Just
Hunk, dude.
Give me Hunk.
How amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Hunk, how amazing would that be? So a version of Operation Raccoon City, but more in line with these new remakes. Not action oriented. I don't want to be running and gunning. We want to play Mr. Death, fucking Hunk, but like in a scary, slow moving, one man army fucking game.
And it's so weird because Hunk was only in Mercenaries, and in RE2, the remake, he was on the survival.
Yeah.
And that was only 2 chances that you could actually just spare the moment with him, and then I think he was a fucking cool character.
Yeah. And I mean, he just looks badass.
Yeah,
with the helmet, the gas mask, all that
like,
shit.
this is Hunk. I mean, like, he just like totally rocks the whole Outbreak character.
You know what? The only other character I would want to see like their own spin-off, Tofu. He's literally just a big brick of tofu with a knife and a beret.
Yeah, dude.
Like, that'd be awesome.
Even on like an RE2, like the remake, they had tofu, and then like you could pick on your specifications of what tofu, and they have flan.
Yeah. Dude.
And I was like, hey man, I'll
good
part
one.
to that for the flan.
Moving on from that, dude. So we've been hearing a lot of like weird rumors about the gameplay. Specifically talking about the safe rooms. Now, for those who haven't played it or haven't played in a while, the safe rooms were it's what it was. It was a safe room. You would go to, switch out your weapons into the lockers. Sometimes you'd find like herbs or aid sprays in there to help you out.
Yep.
And the whole thing was that the zombies couldn't respawn in this area. So now there's this rumor going around that Nemesis can actually break into them.
Wow. So like, would your inventory be gone to shit if he gets to it?
I don't think so much that, but just the fact that you're not able to just hide out in there. Because in a sense, you're able to hide out for a little bit, and then the zombies will disperse, and then you'd come out, and then they'd be back again.
That's right. So like a little light switch, and like the music will come on, almost like RE2, like the remake.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have like, okay, who? And then you kind of like,
it was just there. It was
nice.
just there to catch your breath for a second.
Yeah.
So the rumor going around is that there's actually not going to be like in a sense a safe room. You can be in there as long as you want. But I guess if we start taking too long, Nemesis is gonna start busting the door down.
He can get your ass.
Well, dude, it's crazy, like that's not something we're used to. Like it's amazing. It's fucking scary, dude. It's terrifying. I mean, Capcom kind of came out and said maybe it's not true, but they didn't really give a clear answer. So maybe there's gonna be a mechanic later on down the line that maybe okay, the first half of the safe rooms are cool. And once you start getting into like the later part of the game, like maybe they start busting them up and Nemesis coming in. Because the cool thing is unlike Mr. X, Nemesis has his pre-scripted areas where he's gonna pop in and out.
Yeah.
He's gonna bust through this wall, he's gonna come through this door, this and that. But unlike Mr. X, he's gonna actually have portions where he just pops in out of nowhere.
I like the timing because it's almost unexpected.
Yeah, so that's kind of what they're going for.
That's pretty cool.
There will be moments where he'll just pop out of nowhere because he's hunting down the Stars members.
Yeah.
But no, but yeah. So I mean, on that same line, multiple endings. We're only going to get one canon ending.
I'm kind of down with that because I'm so stressed out because I'm like, I gotta deal with this person now. Even though it's a nice touch because you could actually have the game for longer and it's more use of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could take it or leave it, actually. How about you?
You know what? I'm a fan of maybe 1 to 3 endings. Like maybe have your... So like one of the games I'm playing through right now, again, is Undertale. And you have your good ending, your bad ending, and then your like middle of the road ending.
So you would like to have the progression of how your character is built for the ending that you would want, right?
Yeah.
Instead of you play one character, and regardless, it's still one path, but you're still getting 2 stories.
No, I would prefer to get maybe 2 or 3 stories for one character.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun that way.
Okay, I see.
Like maybe you go and have a couple of like so like if you remember the original Nemesis, there was parts where you can actually diverge the path, and depending on which path you would get would be a separate ending.
I see what you mean.
And so obviously back in those days, Capcom loved to put like 6-7 endings in the game.
Hell yeah.
Like if you remember Silent Hills.
Yeah.
those games had like 20 different endings each.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if you can get it down to maybe 2 or 3 endings, maybe have a good ending, a bad ending, and then a whatever ending, like your middle of the road. Like you got some of the good choices down, but you also made a couple of the bad choices.
You know what's
you couldn't quite save everybody this time.
And that was, and just kind of going off of that game too, but I mean, like going off that topic of the game, my first game to ever experience 2 endings was Metal Gear Solid 1.
Really?
When it was the torture chamber.
That's right.
And you would have to go into the bed and either squirt ketchup, and then it would be that one, and it was the other one. There's another option.
You had to wait around for Gray Fox to show up.
Yeah, so you had those 2 options. So regardless of what ending you would want, on your little save logo, it would be Archon, and it'll be, I think, Marrow on the other one. So but that's really amazing that how they could actually midway you could decide. You know, and then it's just like, and then back in the day, I don't even know how I even figured out the whole ketchup thing or not.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
If I remember, I think Otacon gives it to you,
and then he kind of gives you a
tells
hint,
you to equip it.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, and then you just lay down. The guard says like, "What?" And then that's when they open the door. Yeah. So, anyways,
You gotta fight your way out.
Yeah, and so yeah, I think you know what, fuck, I guess I'll take my thing about the whole. I can take it or leave it. I think I would want more. I would want multiple stories.
Yeah.
Of an ending.
I mean, to have one definitive ending is nice, but I mean, to give you that option to make some choices that affect the game like long term. Like when you think about, like, if you want to talk about endless choices that affect the game, you just look at Telltale, and you look at and you look at Walking Dead. Like even some of the smallest choices you make in that game affects the bigger picture.
Yeah, I love when it's like, oh, you know, this person will actually remember what you said.
Yeah.
You'd be like, would they remember? You know, like, you're kind of second guessing
yourself. And then later on down the line, you're like, oh, fuck, they did.
Fuck, they remember when I called them a cunt. Damn, now they totally hate me. And then,
I should have just called him a piece of shit instead.
No.
But yeah, dude, like, I like the idea of, like, having maybe 1 or 2 choices.
Okay.
And then that can lead to 1 of 3 endings.
Cool.
But again, you know, it's always nice to have just like the one definitive ending.
Cool.
But the multiple endings do give you a little bit more airtime on your
juice.
Game. Yeah.
Give me some more juice.
But dude, so like I was saying, we're not gonna get a mercenaries mode this time around, but we're actually gonna get like a new multiplayer mode. And you know, we didn't really get multiplayer on the other Resident Evil games. The closest we got, I think, was like 5. Where you can take control of either Chris Redfield and his partner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so you'd have the 2 people.
It was like a split screen type of thing.
Yeah, it was weird. And I think you can do that on Mercenaries on that one too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite remember, but we're actually gonna get another multiplayer mode on this. So no Mercenaries, but we're getting a multiplayer mode, and it's gonna be called Resident Evil Resistance.
I'm game.
So it's really cool. So you know, like we said, the demo's out now, so go and play it. As of the 27th, which is the day this video drops, the open beta will be starting. So you know, like I said, we'll do our predictions now, and then we'll come back next week. We'll see what's up. But dude, like this looks pretty interesting. So if I remember right, the story of it is that it goes into some really deep like Resident Evil lore. Like we're talking about like the books that came out and all that. So what it is, it's a 4 versus 1 game, and 4 people are going to take control of we'll call them survivors.
Okay.
And 1 person is going to be we'll call them like the jigsaw of the game. And so the jigsaw their job is to set up traps and to place zombies and things like that, and when to release like the bigger ones, like the lickers and the hunters and all that stuff. And what's cool is that so the survivors have to work together to achieve their goal, either to just to survive the room or to escape it. You know, and that's going to continue on down the road. So think of it of like a survival mode. You're going to have maybe like, you know, 5-10 rooms, whatever you have to make it through, and you have to all work together to either just survive or to go and find the pieces of the puzzle to make it to the next room.
Nice.
And the job of the jigsaw is to stop them. Plain and simple. So like I said, what's really cool is the job of the Jigsaw is they're gonna set the traps, they're gonna set up the zombies, the monsters, all that stuff. And what's really cool is that you're watching the whole thing happen through like video screens.
Mm-hmm.
But at any moment, you can actually jump into one of the zombies and take control.
What?
Yeah, and you get like you know, depending on what kind of monster it is, you get like the attacks. So like a licker, you're always gonna get like a jump, the tongue, the claws. The zombie, you might get a bite and a scratch. And if you watch the trailer at the end, it actually gives a tease that you might be able to control like a Mr. X.
Okay.
So it looks pretty cool. So you're just playing like this omnipotent power just trying to stop these survivors. And from what I remember hearing, the point of this, like the story, quote unquote story, is that these 4 people are part of a experiment, and they've been injected with something.
The 4 people that you
play, the survivors.
Okay.
And so I guess they've been injected with whatever virus or with whatever agent that they're working with, and they're trying to scare them and get their heart rates going and something to get this agent working to either create probably the Nemesis or to get some kind of response out of them. So they're trying to kick up their adrenaline, kick up their fear levels, all this stuff. And then it's the job of the Jigsaw to get this done. So that's kind of the storyline that's in back of it all.
It kind of reminds me of, I guess on instead of an actual person to defeat the person, it's almost like zombies, I guess, from Call of Duty, how it's supposed to be like a group of 4 or 3. Obviously, and then you have to go to the next stage. So you unlock this door, you unlock this door. So it's like almost like survival, but you have to keep pushing.
Yeah,
and it almost reminds you of that. So that's a kind of concept in that, but with Jigsaw type of thing of like puzzles and stuff like that, which Resident Evil's fucking, of course with puzzles.
Yeah.
I think it'll work. I just obviously, I'm sure it'll be better to play with your friends. It'll be better too because it would be just like more of a hilarious thing. But it's actually really cool when you do find an online team.
Yeah.
Like a random team. But I think it'll work. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, dude, and I mean it looks amazing. Like they're working off the same engine as the stories, as the storyline games. So it's gonna look just as good. It's gonna handle the same. And I think one thing that's really cool is that each character has their own like their own personality. And so you have like the nerdy girl, and then you have like the punk rock chick, then you have like maybe the jock, and then you have like the regular guy. And I'm sure each one's gonna have like their own skills. So like maybe one's gonna be lock picking, one's gonna be strong, one's gonna be fast, this and that.
Yeah, it's like Archie, but with Resident Evil. Resident Evil, like the jocks.
Resident Evil and Riverdale. That'd be kind of cool, man. Well, I mean, you remember they had like Archie meets Kiss and Archie meets the Punisher.
Really weird mashups, man.
Yeah, but apparently it worked.
It fucking worked, yeah.
It worked. But yeah, dude, like when I first seen the trailer for it, I actually got really excited because I thought it was going to be a Resident Evil Outbreak remake.
PS2.
Dude, so Outbreak was like the first, in a sense, that was almost like the first online game, like major online game for PS2.
Yeah, that one was supposed to be for PS2 and for Resident Evil 2, for you could do the players of 4.
Yeah.
And then say, for example, you have one character that will close a door, the other one will be searching for clues, and the other one will be searching for a key, whatever. I don't remember how it played. I mean, I do remember, but the thing is, so it was a one solid screen. So you would say, for example, one will go upstairs, and then the camera will follow the other character, and you have to follow behind them, or like almost...
no. So I mean, obviously your screen focused on your character.
Okay.
So you don't have to really work. You could work with the other characters and follow along, or you can all kind of disperse and go look into like for separate keys.
Okay, because for some reason I don't know why I thought of it was like a Super Mario game when you play as two characters, and then the one ahead of you moves the screen and you have to catch up.
No, I remember it focused on your own character. I remember I used to hate it because near the end, once it was kind of dying out and all the newer games coming out, I still try to play it. I remember I was trying to play it on PS3, and by then there was like nobody playing. There was probably like maybe 1 or 2 people you can find, and it was always people that are like way better than me, so I'd always get ditched.
Yeah,
and fuck, I get stuck like running around in circles and running to all the damn monsters and shit while they're off opening doors and shit. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was gonna be a remake of that,
Gotcha.
So I mean, but I guess you kind of get like a little bit of both worlds. You're getting a remake of that because it's online. You're 4 players and you're working together to get through this facility. But at the same time, it's going to be like this whole new experience because you're working together to defeat the one character.
Yeah.
And it's cool because like, you know, you can do things to screw up the one person, the one umbrella character, you know. You can knock out cameras, obviously defeat the zombies, you know, do things to like it fucks up their control on the zombies and shit. Like
Yeah.
it looks really interesting.
That's pretty badass, man. Yeah. Hopefully it's good.
I hope so. I mean, it looks really good. Like I think if they can pull this off, they'll be able to redo Outbreak. Maybe Outbreak File 2.
Yeah.
Like that would be hands down amazing. And I mean that's got just layers to it.
It'll be like a Outbreak, like Left 4 Dead, but not first person. Obviously, it'll be like over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Ooh, over the shoulder. And it'll be something like that though. But I think for day and age, they have to hype up. They have to make some new platform that would work.
Yeah.
Because this is what the thing about old games. Is it's like you try to do these classics, but you're outdated. It's just like going back to a game that there's no more of that like that top view cutting the corners, more just off first person now. You know?
Yeah. So I mean, we just gotta wait and see. So like I said, do you have any predictions for the game? Like I said, this we're gonna be dropping this when the game comes out. So any predictions?
Predictions. I just yeah. I mean, the concept is new. It's cool. It's interesting. Especially for Resident Evil because of what like the other I still haven't played like the Resident Evil one with the house. Resident Evil 7.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole different.
That's a hard one.
That's a whole different ball game. But I would I hope it's good, man. I'm picturing all these new zombie ones that I've seen. If it's a mashup of Jigsaw, like how we talked about with zombies of Call of Duty and shit, throw in a little bit of the Outbreak File 2 in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it really kicks off well because certain games that try to execute it, because I know like my girlfriend's like say like a huge fan of the Last of Us Online, didn't last too long, honestly. Like even with this new one coming up, they're debating on actually either leaving it behind or having it on the side. So I really hope that it does good, honestly, because I think we need more different platforms of horror ones, especially zombies.
Yeah.
That is not just the same fucking typical things that you just see now, you know.
Yeah.
So I hope it pulls off well. I hope.
Yeah, because there is a saturation of zombies going on now, and I mean we kind of have we have ourselves to blame, because I mean we got like we got Walking Dead, we got Nazi zombies, this and that, and before all that we had George Romero's movies.
Yeah, it was the classicals.
Yeah, so I mean there's just something classic about the zombie, like the genre and in general. But I mean honestly, if they can pull this off, dude, that's gonna open a lot of doors, because I've heard it being compared a little bit to Left 4 Dead, but the thing with Left 4 Dead was there wasn't like a clear there wasn't like a clear objective besides just get from point A to point B. There wasn't anything like that, and this looks promising because this has the promise of being able to throw puzzles in there. You know, as to opposed to like Left 4 Dead is like, kind of make your way through. Like the one I always think of that always sticks out of my mind is the one, jeez. There's four stories in each one, and each one has 4 sections. And there's one where you're trying to get into this door, and there's a guy on the other side. And he goes, "Oh well, I need you to go down to the liquor store and get me a soda." Because he was too scared to go out and go get it himself. So I mean, it's not that long of like a fetch quest. It's just like it takes maybe about 5 minutes, and you just kind of run down to the liquor store, grab a soda. And doing that, it sets off the alarm, and all the zombies show up, and it's kind of the same thing. Alarm goes off, bunch of zombies come through, just survive the wave, onto the next section.
Yeah,
like this with Resistance, they have a lot of they have a big opportunity to really do puzzles correctly, because we know like Resident Evil just has that history of doing like just huge puzzles,
yeah, definitely,
where you have to go and you find shit like gems and diamonds and clock hands and all this other random shit, and you have to save it for later, because then later on down the line you're like, fuck, I didn't find this, I didn't find that, and you got to go hunting for it. And with Resistance, you have the opportunity to do that, because you have 4 people and each person's going to have their own inventory pockets. And you can do that, and each person can carry a different part of the puzzle, so you're not loading everybody down.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. And my other thing was, I hope they don't just have like one map.
Like one huge map?
Yeah, like don't just do like the facility and just escape the facility.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like it would be interesting if it was like, oh, this one is a facility and you got to get off from like the laboratories to the surface. And maybe this one is set in the mansion from part 1 and you have to survive the mansion.
I see what you mean. No, I don't think so, because I think for the trailers that we saw that was like 1:30, it looked like a laboratory. It looked like, it looks like Umbrella's laboratory, but you're right though. I hope they don't. Well, unless they do a huge one, but it will be like you have to clear the safe room and then there's the next one.
Yeah, because then but the other thing is, if you do it too big, you're not gonna have people playing long enough.
So it'll just be like a snaps of an actual...
Yeah, so you either gotta do like, maybe just do a survival mode where it's like maybe just 10 waves, maybe do 10 rooms, clear a room, and then a wave, and then a room, then a wave.
Gotcha.
But unless you're gonna do something like that, or like a horde mode, or whatever the heck you have, you have to have different maps. So like I said, maybe do a mansion, maybe do like a cityscape, do like a lab. And then maybe do like survive the fucking subway ride down the train tracks. So that's gonna be dropping today, the 27th, open beta. It's gonna be running for about I think here in the West Coast is gonna be a couple days, maybe a week, and then we're gonna get the official game released April 3rd.
Ooh, baby!
So it's right around the corner. It's not too long. Less than a week and a half. So, we're going to get that. And then, what other games are coming out soon? There's actually a couple.
You have that. You have the really excited game that you're excited for. Is that called like The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a month after, or like a couple weeks after that. But
right.
So far, there's in between that. Consoles that I don't have that you have, say like the Switch, like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I heard it was a fucking amazing. So
dude, and so that's another really cool thing. So just this past weekend, we had Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal, and 2 games that could not be more opposite. You have one that's all about surviving a living hell on Earth without going insane and just trying to scrape by and not die a horrible, miserable death.
Yeah.
And then you have Doom. And no, so yeah, dude, total opposites. Gory shooter, little slice of life every day, cutesy animal thing. Both scored a freaking 9, dude.
I have not seen that happen.
And you cannot have like total polar opposites. It's amazing. It's amazing to me.
This is why I love games, bruh.
Yeah.
The beauty of this is just like, it doesn't matter what platform. I guess the only thing I'm against is PC. No offense. Yeah. I just haven't got it. I just never got around to it. You can't blame me.
Master Race. No, yeah, but I couldn't.
But that's the beauty of it. That it just from any ranges from fucking once a little kid gets them from 5 or 6, and now with tablets, it's crazy. Yeah, and and the age can go up and up. That's the mozzarella. That's the beauty of it, bro.
Yeah, dude. We even have freaking Call of Duty on iPad now, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's actually fun. It's
really?
It's Warzone, yeah, but it's actually really fun.
There it is, bro.
Especially if you can connect your Xbox control. And you can tell who's playing with like the on-screen controls because they're kind of slow and clunky. Mm-hmm. And you can see who's using the control because they're just sweeping, dude. And I know I crushed a couple dreams this weekend. Just
that's fucked up.
Just wrecking people's fucking days. Mm-hmm. And then I jumped on the PS4 and I did the same thing. And
that sucks, man. Because when people say I'm living the dream, You're fucking crushing it too.
No,
on
yeah,
there,
dude.
too.
I'm
Come
the
on.
fucking nightmare.
Come on, man. Relax, Freddy.
But it's prime time, bitch. But anyways, yeah, Resident Evil 3, play the demo.
Let's do it.
Hopefully by now the beta's out and
It's free.
and hasn't been crashed.
Nah.
It's still going.
It's still going.
Betas always crash. But
That's
yeah,
true, too.
so the beta should be out. Dude, we'll come back to this next week. We'll see what we're right about, what we're wrong about, and hey, we'll check it out. But anyways, we'll cut it here. We hope you guys are enjoying this like really shortened version of the shows. Now we're going to try to split them up like this. But let us know what you think. Let us, if you played the beta yet, hey, drop us a comment, leave a like, a share, follow, whatever. You can find us on Instagram at the Empire of Nerd Pod. There's a period in between each word. I'm at the PokéTrooper. Dr. Snake will be at
Los Sneakers.
And hey, that's our show. Thanks for joining us. I have been your host, the PokéTrooper.
Oh yeah.
And here's my co-host,
Dr. Snake.
Thanks for joining us. Smell you later, nerds.